Alright, welcome back to Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 2. These names keep getting longer and longer. Where we left off, I hate the Provincial Army and I want them to all die. So let's see if we can make that happen. I didn't think they could get worse from the previous game. I was clearly wrong. Very, very clearly wrong. Hey, what's up, Rosin? I'm terribly sorry that I can't be of more help to you, but despite that, I'm sure it was the goddess's will that we met today. I will keeping praying. You sure will keeping praying that you'll be reunited with your classmates once more. You know what? As much as I hate typos, I feel like this game gets a pass because of the sheer amount of text in it. There's just so much. Oh my, you were accosted by soldiers? I'm so sorry. It's all because I sent you out in my stead. Yeah, then you could have been accosted by soldiers. Please, there's no need to blame yourself. I should be the one apologizing for causing you so much concern. Okay, that's all you have to say. What exactly am I doing? Okay, you gave me a recipe last time. We've already spoken to y'all. What does this recipe do for us? I can't cook it regardless because I don't have any herbs. Okay. Cures blind. Interesting. I think we've asked almost all the townsfolk at this point. I haven't spoken to the people in the market. What are you on about? And yet here we are with a zip for clues. You sure they're really here? I kind of find it hard to believe your friends have gotten by without a single person noticing them. Listen, the robot said they were here, so they're here. I trust Valimar. For now. Valimar detected them, so they have to be somewhere in the area. If they're not here in town, then they're either on the highway or somewhere else in this general region, right? Hope they're holding up okay. Hey there, you two seem like you've got time to kill. Hello, small child. How about picking up a copy of the Imperial Chronicle? The latest volume's got a boatload of handy information. I already have volume 1. And it comes at the low, low price of 100 mira. Not bad, huh? We've got a pushy one here, don't we? Sorry, kid. We're kind of busy at the moment. Whatever, just take one. You're gonna regret it if you don't. I mean it. It's gonna be nothing but regret. Well, I guess it can't hurt. Did I even have the money for this? Thanks. Hope Tabal paid. Sheesh, he really wanted that sale. Don't think I've ever seen someone that desperate to sell a newspaper before. You did have a point, though. Reading the newspaper's a great way to get a better idea of what's going on. True enough. Do people still deliver newspapers to, like, your front yard? I don't read the newspaper, so I don't know. And they're, like, the boxes that you can, like, put quarters in, I think, to take a newspaper out. Some places. Do those still exist? I don't know. I'm so out of the loop on newspapers. Do people not just read that online? Let's give it a read. Hello, Flying Squirrel. Welcome to stream. You think they do in big cities? Dang. Huh. I know we used to get the newspaper because one of my neighbors, like, subscribed to it, and we kept getting theirs, and it was really annoying. because they wanted me to bring it over to them. And I'm like, listen, it's your newspaper. Pick it up off my yard yourself. I'm not your mother, but oh well. Breaking Noble Alliance forces keep winning. That was like years ago, though. The Alliance's work to eliminate rebellious elements all over the country is proceeding smoothly. Very smoothly, in fact. With the latest official announcement reporting that 60% of the country is now under their control. One victory after another. I went to interview some of the soldiers on the ground in the Western Front about the ongoing battles. Standing in their base, it was easy to feel overwhelmed by the sight of countless soldats and state-of-the-art military airships lined up. I'd heard much about how superior the Noble Alliance forces were to the rebels in terms of quality and amount of weaponry and vehicles they have. But seeing them all in person, I finally understood what all I'd heard was completely true. The commanding officer I spoke to had inspiring words about the war itself as well. The armored divisions of the former Imperial Army may have been elites, but they no longer have a good cause to fight for. Now they're simply a disorganized rabble. Furthermore, the beloved General Aurelia Lee Gwyn and Brigadier General Wallace Bardius are both heroically fighting on the front lines with their armies at their side. Needless to say, morale is astonishingly high. We, however, do have a good cause to fight for. Because of that, the commanding officer continued, there is absolutely no chance we will be defeated. Predictions for the future. There are 8 pages of this. The Alliance forces seem to have every intention of following through on their mission to wipe out the rebels. With most of their numbers already defeated, the former Imperial Army soldiers remaining have spread throughout the land and in many areas are working with other rebels to worsen public order. I think I speak for everyone in saying that the complete elimination of such soldiers can't come soon enough. Wait, what? Army soldiers remaining have spread throughout the land. They're working with other rebels. Is this newspaper... I guess this newspaper is like super propaganda and is very much for the Noble Alliance. Society. Former Governor Regnitz formally arrested. The former Imperial Governor of Heimdall, Karl Regnitz, has already been apprehended on suspicion of treason, but he has now been arrested as a result of increasing evidence proving his guilt. His arrest means that now over 40 members of the Imperial government have been placed under arrest on charges of treason. Even the person leading the investigation was unable to hide his surprise at just how many rebels had been participating in government affairs unnoticed all this time. With more and more, I find it hilarious that the group of people who I would title the, quote, rebels, i.e. the Noble Alliance, are calling other people rebels. You are leading a rebellion, Noble Alliance. That makes you, by definition, the rebels to the already existent regime, for lack of a better term. You are the rebels, not the people who already existed. Get your words right. With more and more members of the reformist faction being found to be guilty of similar charges, we wouldn't be surprised if he had plenty more to arrest in the days to come. Incident. Beware deception and demonstrations. The Army's press office has words of caution in light of the alarming number of demonstrations and false reports spreading across the Empire of late. In their latest statement, they warned supporting the former Imperial Army or sympathizing with their actions both constitute as treason. The best thing to do for now is ignore such degenerates. We sincerely trust that all of our readers will take heed of this advice and not pay attention to groundless rumors. Information, train, and air travel updates. Rail and air travel have gradually begun to resume as a result of the Noble Alliance's actions. They're the ones who stopped it in the first place. However, the number of trains and airships in operation remain limited, and major inspections are being conducted at key stations in the interests of security. Passengers wishing to travel should expect delays. There is always the possibility that public transport will be halted again depending on future developments. Citizens who have peerages will have priority when purchasing tickets. Joyous. We love a good classism here, allowing them to travel more easily. we're certain members of the nobility will enjoy making use of this well-deserved service. What did they do to deserve it? Did they work tirelessly to build the trains and the railways? Did they work at all in this world? Even Machias' dad has been arrested. Hey, at least he wasn't shot. That's something. So all of a sudden, the Imperial Army and all the high-ranking reformists are traitors, huh? The Imperial Chronicle's not even trying to be impartial these days. It's safe to assume the Alliance has complete control over it. Most likely. It looks like the Alliance is so sure of their victory, they're getting things ready for when the war is over. That's how to do it if you want things to go your way. They're a cunning bunch. Huh? There's something stuck on the last page. Huh, you're right. Piece of paper? It's a map? Maybe? I don't want to think today. This is not what I had in mind. It looks that way. It's of the Eastern Highway. But what's with all the random numbers and symbols on it? Why is only the Q white? There's more stuff written on the back, too. Oh, no. The one who takes the queen holds the key to the king. Is this some sort of code? Listen, I don't know. I'm not in the mood for like big brain stuff right now. I have a headache. It's gotta be. Please tell me this isn't from who I think it is. It does resemble Phantom Thief B's usual weirdness. Except nothing's been stolen this time, so I doubt it's him. You're calling it the little kid was Blue Blanc? I hope he was. I so hope he was. Actually, the symbols and the layout of the map reminds me of chess. Okay, definitely a Machias thing then. I was right, it is Machias here. It's so gonna be at least Machias uses, and I truly do not know who to guess for the other people. But I'm sticking to that bet. What do you think, Tabal? Chess? Maybe. It does look like a chessboard in that there are squares, sure. But wait, that must mean... Let's assume that these colored letters each represent a different chess piece. In which case the white Q must represent the queen. I don't know the names of the chess pieces. I know how to play chess, but obviously there's the pawn, there's the rook. I don't know. Bishop. In which case the Q must represent the queen. Then there's the black B and P representing the bishop and pawn. Don't look at me. I don't know anything about the games you people play. I love Celine. All you need to know is that he's onto something. Assuming your theory's right, then solving the message written on the other side shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, hopefully. Should we be solving this puzzle, like, out in the open like this? I feel like we should go get a room at the inn. In, like, a closed space where we won't be overheard, probably. You want to head to the highway? It's the best lead we've got. Hand-drawn map. Okay. The thing said something about if you take the queen, you get the key to the king or something. So we probably have to go to the queue, get a key, and then go find something else, is what I've gotten. Okay, I could just buy more of the same thing. That's hilarious. Sorry, dude, but I'm not open to questions. Make sure you keep an eye out, though. There's plenty of soldiers hanging around. Last thing we need is them getting suspicious. The soldiers here are a sloppy bunch, but they're a pain once you set them off. You don't know, they also have a talking cat that no one noticed. You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. Even when she talks like 3 feet away from them, they don't notice. Make sure you stay out of trouble. What if I want to get in trouble? What if my goal is in fact to murder the provincial army? Hey. Splendid. Simply splendid. It won't be long now until the remainder of the Imperial Army in Croydon is wiped out. Let's exterminate them swiftly and restore our empire's dignity. I don't think a group of people who were talking about assaulting a child have dignity. I just don't. I think that's been thrown out the window. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't jealous of the lucky jerks making a name for themselves at the Twin Dragons Bridge. I think we've already spoken to these people, actually. That dialogue sounded familiar. We definitely, that's not the run button, have not spoken to the people in here, though. You're Becky's dad, aren't you? Reed, you mad man, what are you doing here? Good to see you again. How do you say this guy's name? Lyman? It's kind of a long story, but Reen explained that he was here to search for his classmates. That explains it. Can't deny that you almost gave me a heart attack. Afraid I cannot help you, though. I had intended to legitimately look up Scottish pronunciations to try. I definitely forgot to do that. But I haven't seen anyone from class 7. Oh, right. Well, still, thanks. No bother at all. The Grand Market's in a sad state, as you can see, but we're doing what we can to get things back to normal. Feel free to come along if you need anything. Thank you. Thanks, man. We've got hee-haw customers and hefty taxes to deal with, so things are pretty rough. Hee-haw. Such a fun phrase. But times like these are when we need to think back to the basics of business. We do business for the sake of others, basically. If there aren't any shops, then how are you supposed to get your food? That's how I'm dealing with it, even in times like this. Helping others is more important than making money right now. What a good person. Though, you'll have to let me off for bumping prices up a wee bit. Fair enough. Anything else? Can't say I'm too impressed with Becky's attitude right now. You can't call yourself a real businessman if you let times like these get you down. Okay. What do you sell? Nothing I can afford because I am poor. Mom asked me to take care of shopping again. I should get some vegetables while they're on sale. Our taxes are even higher now, so I need to shop smart. That means no sweets, no matter what. Mom's clueless when it comes to shopping smartly, so it's up to me to make sure we save money. I'm gonna take this opportunity to become a shopping savant. There you go. Look for those deals. Oh? Apologies. Do ignore this old man and his silly imagination. Things haven't been great here since the war broke out, what with the tax increases, lack of trains, and goods being seized. Many of the merchants at the Grand Market just weren't able to cope with it, so they up and left. I can't deny that I've considered doing the same myself. It's not exactly easy trying to procure ingredients for my medicine in this situation, to say the least. I've even had to cut down the store's hours of operation as a result. Inconveniencing my customers pains me greatly, but unfortunately, my hands are tied. I'm so poor. I guess we could sell our masses, but I'm like saving those. It seems really hard to make money in these games. You're reaching near the end in one, and you have no clue. Are you going to reach 1 million Mira? Yeah, I got nothing. I know in the game in Cold Steel 1, there's like an easy way to get money by selling food. But listen, I do not know. I'm always broke in these games. I'm managing to make ends meet despite everything. War is but a common sight when one has been around as long as I have, after all. I have plenty of experience dealing with hardship like this. Of course, it's hardly anything special. Especially because I don't think your Sepith rolls over into a New Game Plus. Don't quote me, but I don't think it does. At least not in Zero and Azure. You young folk may not be aware of this, but a far more ferocious war took place in the past. The fact that Celtic remains unscathed from the flames of war alone is a miracle. Hi. Honey fact time. Be sure to take good care of your honey during the winter. Yeah, it'll crystallize. Otherwise, the terrible phenomenon known as the cold will freeze it right up, and that's no good, no sir. It actually doesn't matter. You can just heat the honey up and it'll be fine. Fun fact, if your honey does crystallize because of cold, just heat it, and then there you go. Not to worry though, place your jar in a nice bowl of hot water, there you go, and it'll be fixed up in a jiffy. All the games after Trails in the Sky, there's stuff that roll over to the next playthrough you get from points. Oh, okay. Just make sure not to warm it up too much or it'll lose all its flavor. I don't know about that. I don't know that heat has anything to do with the flavor of honey. That is one thing I do not know. Step right up, we've got big sales on the finest of jewelry straight from Berea Heart itself. Did you hear about the plans to cut taxes massively if the Noble Alliance wins the war? Yes, and I also heard that it was the Noble Alliance that raised them so high in the first place, so really, they're doing nothing. If that's true, then they have my full support. These taxes really aren't doing us any favors. And it sounds like the Imperial Army is on the brink of defeat, too. So it's only natural to want the Noble Alliance to overwhelm them quickly and enjoy the diminished taxes as a result, right? You're so dumb. How do you have a job? This man is an idiot. In Cold Steel, you get 5 points for a playthrough. And in the Crossbow Arc, it was based on achievements. Oh, no. Ugh, those punks with the provincial army have been throwing their weight around ever since this war kicked off. Which is to say, it's business as usual for them. It's just never been this blatantly bad before. Worst thing is, we're not turning up much of a profit here either. Those punks with the provincial army have been strutting around taking custody of our merchandise for a while now. I'm gonna have to figure out a way around this mess. Secretly light them on fire. It'll work, I promise. You will definitely not get arrested for setting someone on fire. Okay, where am I going? They definitely said to go to a highway. I was not paying attention to which one. Eastern Highway. Thank you, notebook. But no. No? Okay. This way. I'm failing.